So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Good morning and welcome to draw number 7 of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. My name's Jim Nix and you're watching on Curling Stadium. Draw number 7, as I mentioned, and of quite a few draws. There's still 5 today and 5 tomorrow before we get to the playoffs on Sunday. So lots of curling action to take in this weekend, and some of the best teams in the world are playing here today. And we're pretty excited about this matchup as well, where we have Momoha Tabata against Serena Gray Withers. Tabata out of Sapporo, Japan, and Gray Withers out of Edmonton, Alberta. Tabata number 7 in the world, and Gray Withers number 17 in the world. Gray Withers is a very young team, so that's a pretty good standing for them at this point. We're underway early with Tabata throwing up the corner guard. Nice to see. Tabata's sitting at 2-0. She has wins over Strauss by a 5-2 score, and a win over Kang by an 8-3 score. Gray Withers, obviously in the 4-team brackets, has played the same 2 teams, but did lose her first game to Kang by a score of 7-5 before defeating Delaney Strauss by a 5-3 count. Both teams probably needing to win. Absolutely the case in Serena Gray Withers' situation. She's at 1-1, as I mentioned. The loss would drop her to 1-2, and she's not going to make the playoffs at 1-2. And I have to find out, hopefully here in a few ends, maybe what exactly the playoff structure is. Ooh, a big hog rock here by Zoe Cinnamon. Well, maybe not. Yep. And then we can try to let you know exactly how that looks. We won't know the final situation, but we will at least have an idea what that's going to look like. Some teams haven't played 2 games yet, so tough bonspiel in that way. It's a lot of teams play 1 a day here, and it's sometimes a little hard to get into the flow with just a single game in a day. Coming around the corner, Akito Nakajima, and rubs the corner. They thought it was a little heavy, so they didn't go real hard to get it by. Gray Withers come around the center guard. Mentioned yesterday, it's got to be a little chilly out there. Virtually all the skips, particularly on the women's side, but men's side as well, are donning the winter jackets over top of their uniforms. Trying to stay warm out there. Nothing worse than trying to play when you're cold. Second stone, Lindsay Burgess. Lindsay's kind of an East Coaster, from my neck of the woods. And nice shot there. Partially buried. Also mentioned yesterday, we won't beat this to death, that it doesn't have quite as much curl as we've seen in a lot of our events this year. That doesn't make it a bad surface. But you have to be a little bit more precise on some shots. And this looks pretty good, though. A little bit of hard curl at the end to carve it in there. Very nicely done. I say Yamamoto. We're just with her second. Good shot. She was trying to save that one, but without hammer in the first stand, it really isn't a big deal. If she got a little more roll, would have been good too. She just didn't want to jam it. Yamamoto with her second here in the first stand. A lot of hand signals with most of the Asian teams. Not a bad idea. Didn't quite get the roll. A bit of a battle of who gets the first roll here. Dictating the way the rest of this end would go for sure. Catherine Clifford, rather the third for the Grey Withers team. This one's way out there. A lot of curlers taking this. She's going to make this shot really nicely. Just going to say there's a lot of, well, not a lot. There's a fair number of curlers taking that little bit of a hop, sweep, approach when they're trying to really carve a rock in. If they can get behind and over the top of that, and I don't know if it works, but she certainly worked in that situation. She moved that rock a long ways. So Miku Nahira is just trying to split that red one, I think. She might get caught in between here. Nope, she got it. And stays around, bonus. Very nice shot. Maybe they're just trying to figure out how much you can see. I think she can see it all. Not super comfortable with calling this shot, and I can understand that. It's not an area you would have practiced at all. Practice is all about the draw to the button. That's the only thing you ever practice out there. We used to kind of move across the sheet. Try to learn a little bit about the sheet, but we're just going hard to keep this straight. Really don't want to touch that red, but it's okay. And you see why Grey Withers was a little concerned. It's hard to know where to put that broom. It's only played 2 games here. The sheets are quite often very similar, but they aren't always exactly the same. So put the broom down. Usually what teams will do, or what I think teams will do anyways, you'll try to maybe throw a little bit above what you consider to be normal, just to ensure it doesn't curl and get away from you. Having said that, it wouldn't have been real good to roll out there either, but at least you wouldn't be looking at 2 on your next shot. Again, this one's got to curl a lot. Got that similar sweeping approach by the Japanese squad. It's going to come up short, though. Bit of a miss for Nihira. So Greyweather's going to throw this again. She's obviously going to throw a little more weight, but the fact she's tightening up the ice even more than that makes me think that perhaps Clifford was a little bit tight on hers in addition to being maybe a little bit light. But she thinks this will run straight with a little bit of weight, obviously. She will want to stay here. Could definitely in danger of giving up 2 if you roll out on this shot. Withers a good player. Seen a number of her games this year. She's not overly heavy. Trying to curl a little bit. I think that will far enough. Nice try. Very interesting here and very aggressive call for Tabata. Coming around. Personally, I'm quite surprised by this. I think you can make the roll on the other shot. Now, mind you, you'd be behind the tee line and all that, but by playing the hit on the yellow, but very aggressive. Very interesting. So Tabata. Girls on it hard early. Looks like they're thinking about plan B already. Oh, just dead light. Very, very light on that. There's not going to try to go around. Going to change in this end. She can actually she can make this shot. She makes it really, really good. Make it very difficult for Tabata to score. And perhaps difficult to not give up 2, so. See, she's got draw weight figured a little bit better. Sometimes what happens, and I don't know who threw the draw to the buttons, but Tabata might have been just slightly off the path they threw, where maybe you would have had, I don't know how many, you might have had as many as 8 or 10 rocks go down that exact draw path for the draw to the button. But when I mean exact within a couple of inches of each other, and you move out 6 inches and you're outside of that where no rocks have actually been thrown. It's the same carving action going for Burgess. It's going to be pretty good in the sense that, well, take that back. It doesn't really do too much. Left the other one wide open, and that's pretty short. Move that rock in another 3 feet, 4 feet, and it's great. But either way, she's sitting 2 without hammer, so she can't really complain. She's going to force Tabata here to make an open hit for her single. Indication there it might be a little up, but it looks pretty nice. I think that's just a clean thing. Very nicely done. It's a good throw but for Momoha Tabata. She'll pick up her single here in the first end. And we'll be back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan right after the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So we're back for end number 2. Jim Nix with you here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan at the Swift Current Curling Club for the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. And you are watching on Curling Stadium. And thank you to those viewers that are up and at it early this morning to take this one in. It's 8 o'clock local time. That's early any time to have to get up to go curling, but so going to the center with the shots. She did the first shot, just trying to take a little bit of a defensive approach here. Oh, they're going back out front. Pretty sure they signaled that they were going to go to the 4-foot, but perhaps not. It's a perfect guard, so. So Zoe Cinnamon. Throwing up the corner. I like the aggressive style of both these teams for the most part. Nice corner guard. Far enough over without being too far. I like my corner guards to guard rocks that could still be in the 8-foot. Some people like to be over a little further, and I get that. Especially on ice that has maybe a little bit more curl than even this ice, because it does give you the draw path still, where sometimes the corner guard takes away the draw path. You don't really like to have that happen. So the intern come around now for, who's throwing here? Sei Yamamoto. This looks pretty good. Gonna be just about perfect. Yeah, just take away the just about. I think that is perfect. Now, because we're 6 rock in, Gray Withers can peel that guard. Probably could take a run at making the double, but I don't think she will. Pretty early in the end, if you just happen to feather it or just miss it, all of a sudden it makes guarding it a lot easier for Team Tabata. Lindsay Burgess with the peel attempt. Ooh, it's going to be, have to go across the face a little bit. She's still trying to get the back one. That worked out very well. Guard going up for Tabata. Say Yamamoto with her second. Basically the same shot she just threw, just a little lighter. Still has to curl some. They'd rather not take it in, but very well swept. We had to wait a long time for it to make that move. The patience paid off. So Burgess with the peel again. I'm not sure if on the last shot she was actually trying to make the run, make the double basically, or she was just trying to make the single peel. So it's going to be not quite there this time either. Just the way they're calling the sweeping on it, looks like they're still trying to maybe get the back one without taking too much risk on it. So Miku Nehira has to replace that guard. They don't want to be any tighter than it was because they're flirting with the double being made as it is. You don't have a lot to work with if they make the doubles, so lots of rotation on this. Good Bruce Mo, now it's game. Maybe that was just yesterday. And his draws were in the neighborhood of 11 or 12 rotations going down the sheet. It was amazing. It was a time when we would have thought that that would have been way too many rotations. You wouldn't get any curl at all, but not the case. Fighting a cold here, as you probably figured out. Sometimes I try to mute it just so I don't have to cough right in your screen. So if I cut out all of a sudden, that's why. So doing a good job with this guard, doing a good job with this peel, but unfortunately for Grey Withers, she doesn't have really any options. It's not like she can kind of bail on the peel and throw a draw around because there's just not any room to work with down there. Well, this one a little earlier. Oh, once again, got this guard in perfect spot. Grey Withers now, I'm sure, will be trying to actually make this run. It's just getting late enough that she's probably prepared to take a little risk on the not quite making it and staying there kind of thing. Catherine Clifford. Still going to overcurl, I think. Doing a good job. Again, the shooter's on the way. Running out of time. Usually a team will leave you a sliver of a opportunity at some point after, what is this, about 4 peels probably. Usually they'll just kind of maybe give you one chance where you say, wow, well, this is it. So we can see 3 or 4 inches. So we'll make a play on it. But that's not happening so far. Tabata now. This one's out there a little bit further. You're going to have to go really hard to get this close to the center line. And they will. It might be long enough that, yeah, definitely can see a couple inches. As mentioned before, that's about all they wanted, was just one opportunity, was something other than total hidden shot rock. With the length of that guard and with the curl that's here, even though it's not big curl, but there's curl, she can definitely get to it and probably get to it and stay without too much trouble. Ideally for her, probably roll behind the corners would be a good shot. Probably end up forcing Tabata to play a come around and face the possibility of getting up too. So guessing this is about a board weight shot. Probably not much more than that for sure. In sweeper indicating it's board weight, bumper weight, whatever you like to call that. And probably going to get the roll. May roll too far. Will it hang around? And it will. Big break having that stay there. Tabata probably can't see much of this from the hack that she throws from. So just that one miss on the guard by a few inches created a completely different situation. She has the possibility here of ignoring this too and coming around that center guard of her own, which in a lot of ways would be a better shot if she made it good. Not really. This would, if she makes this good, she will force Grey Withers probably to draw for one. Hasn't been 100% bang on with the weight just yet. Missed a draw in the first end, and the guard, the previous shot was a little bit light, a little bit wide. This one looks, if anything, a little warm. Oh, it's quite warm. This is going to go out, I think. And it will. So Tabata herself just not having it figured out yet. Grey Withers now with the draw for two in the second end. It hurt a little bit for the Tabata team because they played so well for those, made four in a row guards, perfect guards, and they just missed a guard by a couple inches and ends up missing a draw, and all of a sudden, I suppose you'd classify this as a skip's deuce, but it's sort of a skip's deuce with some help from the other skip. Grey Withers now, their final rock, second end. Just hit the paint for two. Unless she's light, she's not. This is fine. We didn't need to hold it out there quite that far, I don't think. But worked out good. And a 2-ender here for Team Grey Withers, and they will take a 2-1 lead after 2 ends of play at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Back for end number 3. A couple of misses by Team Tabata's skipper in the last end, leading to 2 by Grey Withers, but give Grey Withers credit. She got one opportunity to get that rock out, made it perfectly, rolled behind the corner guards, and capitalized with her last draw. So kudos to Grey Withers for a good finish in that end. And as a result, she's got a 1-point lead heading into end number 3. So Cinnamon will play the hit. This one. It's interesting, the Team Tabata, a little bit tough to follow the strategy, but not quite as tough as it seems sometimes. You know, she chooses to hit the first one because it's a little bit closer to the button. This one's just 2 rocks out further, and she throws up the corner, which is what I would have almost thought she would have thrown in the first one because she was so aggressive right out of the gate in the first end. Yeah, that's a good shot. Lead Nakajima. Well, obviously, ranked number 7 in the world, you've got all the shots. You have to have all the shots to get to that level, that's for sure. Very interesting shot there. Sort of trying to get a guard a little bit further over, so she's better chance to utilize it and capitalize maybe on a steal without giving up the whole rock that's in the house. So kind of a bit of a guard on the yellow one rather, and a bit of a center guard. So interesting. It seemed to be exactly where she wanted it. So Second stone Yamamoto for Team Tabata does not throw that one very well. Not quite sure what happened to that. I just have to believe that she did something funky on the release. No way that she's going to slide that far wide, so. This time I think you'll be looking for the straight guard on this one, or actually possibly come right in on top. Maybe tap it a hair. See in a minute. I'll tell you, that looks so uncomfortable, that sweeping style. For some people it looks a little bit less uncomfortable. So good shot by Lindsay. Pretty much what they were calling, what they're playing. There is a double there. A probably relatively simple double. Yamamoto now with her second. That was a very interesting result on that. Much better situation than we were in before that. I think she was probably trying to get to the nose on that. Gray Weathers now will play the out turn come around. He's got a lot of curling to do as well. He's working hard. Yeah. Not quite as deep as they'd like to have been, but that. I was going to play the hit on this. I don't know if she's trying to roll underneath or. Have to go hard and make this one curl. The sweeping job is going to be basically a nose hit. They would have liked to have got just to the inside of that. Same shot for Catherine Clifford. Trying to roll back underneath the center guard. Gonna be really close. Not gonna quite get there, but get over far enough. It's gonna be really tough for Tabata to get that inside roll behind the guard as well. If you can nail the weight perfectly on this shot, you can make this for sure. Trying to go the other way now. Think so. I don't think they can quite get there, so just haven't matched it up 100% so far in this one for the hits, especially for Tabata. Gray Withers now play this out turn hit and try to roll behind those guards. Out turn hit now for Gray Withers. Be very close. Great shot. So far, the Gray Withers team certainly has the ice and everything figured out a little bit better than Team Tabata. That may well change, and it's very early. The hard part here is you've got to be so precise. So far, Skipper hasn't quite got the draw weight figured out. Kind of needs to figure it out in a hurry here. She's in some trouble. Can take her team right out of trouble by making a good one here. Line looks pretty good. Line's looking really good. That's very nicely done. Needed a big shot there, and she provided it. Going to be very difficult for Gray Withers to do much with that. Looking at the raise. Certainly a short angle run back, so it's not a terribly difficult shot. But anytime you're bringing angles into it and trying to match up that with the weight and all that, it's always a little bit difficult. So a big shot here for Serena Gray Withers. Going to dampen the spirits of Team Tabata if she makes this. If she makes it and leaves it right there, Tabata's going to have to make a very similar shot to draw for one. That's going to be very, very close here. Got to curl a little bit more, I think. Yeah, it's a good shot. Very nicely done. Ended up in a pretty good spot, really. They can't play the hit on the shooter that Gray Withers just threw in there. She's going to play the hit on the back one, but has to get to the nose. Third stone here, just indicating to the sweepers exactly the situation down there. This team does that way more than most teams that I've seen. So a big shot for Team Tabata and skipper Momoha. Got to get this by. Absolutely got to get it by. And she will. Yeah, they held it fine. It's got to curl a little tiny bit. And we'll wait for a second. This is probably pretty close. Oh, no, looks like it's going to be red. They are going to measure. So we'll hold on before we go to break here. It does look red to us, but we can't always tell. Sometimes the cameras are not quite over the pinhole sort of thing, and you get a little bit of a different angle and different look. Many of you might have noticed that even in your club, if you have overhead cameras and TVs and whatnot. Sometimes even if they're really good, ours are right over the center on virtually every sheet, but still at times it's just hard to tell. Take a little while to get this happen. Here we go. Big message here probably for everybody out there is if you're ever in doubt, just measure it. Most of the time we spend more time wondering and looking and looking and looking than it takes to measure. So we can't see that, but they've had a good look at it. And looks like red. So Tabata will pick up her single here. And we'll go to end number 4, tied at 2 when we return from the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
So what's the impact to my business and income? Will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
So a couple of big shots there in the last end by Momoha Tabata. Has to leave her feeling pretty good. Maybe ready to get back at it after a little bit of struggle for a couple of ends. Almost a perfect roll there for lead stone Makito Nakajima. So we sent him in with her second here in the And number 4. That's a good shot. These are the ones you always hate to play when you don't have hammer, but you kind of have to. And this is going to work out okay. Very nicely done. She may ignore that. Nope. Well, sort of no, sort of no. We'll play the freeze to it. So it's going to curl a ton to get to that rock. Starting to move, but it might be a little too late. Just about perfect weight. Just about perfect weight, but probably giving her the credit for hitting the broom. Probably just 4 or 5 inches too much ice, maybe even a little less than that. Or if you're 2 feet lighter, I suppose, but that was a pretty good effort in my book. Tabata now going to try to put a little more pressure on, come around the center guard. He'd like this to be shot rock when it's done, but not going to happen. Just a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity that may leave you looking at 2. Team just debating a little bit what they're going to do here. Playing the hit on shot rock. Like to just hit a little on the inside, hang around. Sit 2. May curl too much for that. Definitely going to curl too much for that. May not get it out. Nope. The only rock in play now is the Team Tabata stone. With a good opportunity now to go back to that come around, make it better. Need to make this one. And same result. My 3rd stone this time. 2 not good shots. Pretty simple draws. So Catherine Clifford now. Trying to come come around this on the out turn. Stagger set up a little better in this turn, I think. Tight stagger. The long stagger's a little better in the other turn. It's got to curl a lot yet. There's some finish there. It's just not quite as hard as we quite often see. So another opportunity, much tougher than the last two. Another opportunity for Tabata to get one in there buried. He's got the hit, but didn't get the roll. Pretty firm weight. Greyweather so far has made all of these rolls. She'll be looking for the same thing. Whoops. Some room tossing there, not even in anger. Always get a little embarrassed when that happens. You just have something happens, you just don't hold on. Didn't disrupt anything though. So Clifford now looking for the hit and roll. Set up a 2 in the fourth end here. This would definitely set it up. Not going to roll inside. Try to roll a little outside. She will. Certainly didn't get any result out of the sweeping hop step thing on that shot. It's almost like it went backwards. Anyway, Tabata will play the hit on this now and try to stay. Sit 2. Probably will force Greyweathers into playing a double. She could choose to ignore it. She'll have 2-1. Could come around the guards. Make sure you don't jam this, and she won't. Nicely done, well called. So she's going to go to the draw. Aggressive call, confident call. No, it's probably the only way she's going to get 2. She could play the double and roll. It might be there to get all the way behind the guards, but tough shot. It's a 4-4 roll, and that's not easy. Those are great sweepers. So hard to get it to bury. I don't know if you can throw much better than that.
It's good. It's good.
But now try to remove this and just hang around and force Greyweathers into a shot to get 1. Shouldn't be a real tough shot, but you are going to be facing 3 if she makes this. Somehow that always makes it just that little bit tougher. This one's curling hard. Really hard. It's going to hit the guard. Wow. That's very surprising to me. That looked like that was going to be fine. Gray Withers shot down there with just draw weight. Didn't really make a move like that at all. Tough break for Momoha there. Gray Withers now with an open draw for 2. Same shot she just threw. Touch more ice just for safety. And out of nowhere has a chance for 2. Not much doubt that she'll make this. She does her own even to come to. She can bump it a little bit. Well, if it gets there. A couple of these draws get away from them, so just being a little careful. Sweeping it down to finish it up. And it looks like it's going to be fine. Very nice shot by Nahira. Tabata will trail by 1. 4-3 after 5 ends of play, and we'll be back right after the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So back for end number 6. Gray Withers with a 1-point lead. Here in draw number 7 of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We are in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, sometimes known as Speedy Creek. Has a couple of nicknames. Tabata throws up the guard. Gray Withers goes in the house.
Like to go a bit. Not terrible, still gonna go. Copy.
The first, second guard. To be fairly high, but definitely on the positive side of the hog line, which it may not be. It's a hard shot to throw, but if you want to miss it, it's not the best way to miss it. Gray Withers now looking to come around that center. Speed's probably close. Steve Edmonton's had pretty good draw weight all day. That's a nice shot there. Looking to freeze here. If you look at the scoreboard is wrong. Our scoreboard on the bottom is right. They just haven't posted the 5th edge yet. Once again, the cuts the wrong side of the inch on these shots. Gray Withers now with a chance to hit and roll to the wing. Sit 3 with Shot Rock fully buried now behind the center guard. No problem with the hits, just a matter of getting the roll now. This is going to be good. Yeah, just perfect. Dead even, no double anywhere. He looks good here. They just need to get some finish. This is going to be good. Bounce, very nicely done. Ideally, perfectly, it would have been frozen. Just makes the next removal of it just a little bit easier sometimes. Burgess now with her final one in the 6th end. Well, sure that's not exactly the way they were planning on that working out. Not sure where she hit it that she shouldn't have, but certainly changed the outlook here. Guarding the one on the 8-foot. Center one. Nicely done. There's a couple options. Should play their yellow onto the red. That would probably not be the best choice. She can run that guard that she's pointing at. Trying to double off the red. Be a little tough to get them both, but or she can play the hit and roll off the red on the overhead, as we see it on the right-hand side. On the straight, or the long view on the left-hand side. So it's taking a little time. It's amazing sometimes in this game how quickly an end can turn around just on that one shot. Went a little bit awry on them. They're sitting absolutely perfect. I should say one shot, two shots. The Tabata squad making the nice come around, well, not quite a freeze, but attempted freeze, very close to a freeze. She is going to play her own here. I suppose you could make the double on the res too. You could make the raised double takeout, which once again would totally flip the script on this end. This is going to oh, maybe not. Holding it pretty good. That's a very good shot. Tabata's still sitting one. Play to come around. Good time to find draw weight if you haven't had it already. As you do have shot rock, but it's a bit of a lonely shot rock. Careful where this one stops. Definite double possibility here. I'm sure that she can see probably a third of a rock. Should be all she'd need to make this, but I think almost any contact on the rock in the 4 foot and you're gonna make contact with the rock in the 8 foot. Not sure what that weight choice is. I don't think it's going to be real big. I don't think a rock can fit between those two. On it early. As long as she gets by, she's fine. Good shot. That was unfortunate where the rocks ended up for Tabata. She was really just couldn't have been any worse as it turned out. You're going to have another look at this. Sweepers don't have to do much on this, just a little bit to hold it straight. And then let it go. Burgess picks it up, leaves it. Really, once it was there, it was already going to be made. And Grey Weathers will sit 4 with 2 rocks apiece to come. Quick update on the other scores while they're looking here. We've got on the men's draw, Carruthers leading Sinnott 5-3 in the 5th. Now Moeybrook tied at 3 in the 6th. Van Amsterdam with a 3-2 lead over Waddell in the 6th as well. The ladies side, Reese Hansen over Schwaller right beside us here in the 6th end. And our game in Barker leads DuPont 4-3 in the 6th. So you're up to date. For all the curling scores, just go to curlingzone.com and you'll have live action updates every end as we go. I don't even know how we make that happen, but the magic of this crew here keeps it totally up to date. So Nihira trying to go around everything. Not going to get around that one. She has just had a struggle all day. Actually ended up, to be honest, far better probably than they deserve to get out of that, so they'll take it. Weight was perfect, though. As I say that shouldn't be that critical. Absolutely perfect weight. If she had not made contact with anything, that was going to be T-line. The question here probably is, do you ever ignore that, or do you try to blast it out of there? If you can throw it hard enough, you can definitely blast it out of there and sit probably 3 when you're done. But you got to hit it pretty thin and you got to hit it pretty hard. Scoreboard is playing a little bit of a tap, maybe a tap split shot here. So I expect this weight to be bang on. So he just had perfect weight all day. Interesting. Sitting 2. I'm just not sure how you get rid of the 2 yellows. And if you do, you better save your shooter in there for number 2, because you're going to open up that red one. Everybody's going to go and have a look. I can't blame them. Big point in the game, really. I think you got to somehow you got to get rid of one of those, or you got to outdraw them and be buried in there, which is possible. Not going to be easy, but possible. Merriweather's front end putting on the jackets. I think it must be a pretty chilly rink, actually. You very rarely see any front ends putting on jackets, and these girls work pretty hard. Not like they just stand around and watch. It's a tough call. I'm really not sure what the best shot is here. You can hit your red, I suppose. It would remove the back yellow. Hit it and roll inside, so you're somewhere in the 4-foot area there. You could probably even roll in, spin it in for shot rock. But a miss is disaster. But I think any miss in this situation is going to be disaster because you're going to give up a minimum of 3. I think they're trying to figure out if there's a way to come down, hit the yellow that's in the forefoot. Get it out and push the other yellow out a little bit. Save your shooter and sit 2 at the end of the day. If there is a way, that would be great. Just not 100% sure there is. And I also don't know if there's a way that you can kind of play a draw down to that one and maybe tap it a little bit. And be shot rock or second shot at the very least when you're done. Really tough call. Play the outturn draw around your long guard and maybe even around that one that's biting the forefoot. Then sit with shot rock, full forward foot towards the back. I say it's a really tough situation. You got to play the one that you have the best chance to make, but at the same time, you got to play one that's going to keep both your rocks around in decent spots. So it's tough. They don't look like they're making much headway, unfortunately. Because nobody ever seemed, we don't hear what's going on out there, but at the same time, it was kind of looking like, okay, everybody's standing around looking at it, but just can't make a decision. They have finally made a decision. And Miku Nahira, throwing 4 stones, will now play an outturn draw around the red. And probably wouldn't be unhappy with a freeze on the yellow, as long as it was number 2. Draw weight has been a bit of a struggle, to say the least. So she needs to find it on this one. I think it's heavy. I think it's heavy, not what they want to hear, but I'm pretty sure it's heavy. It's really not close. Not close at all. As I said, it's just been a struggle. Draw weight's been a complete struggle for the skipper in this one. So a chance for 3 for Grey Withers now. Opportunity to take a commanding lead in this one. Pujari will have a 3-point lead. Chance for a 4-point lead after 6 ends of play. At any level is pretty good. Clear the high one, and they will. And as I said a number of times today, Grey Withers has been bang on with draw weight, and she is again here. We'll pick up a 3, take a big 8-4 lead 7-3 lead after 6 ends of play here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So Grey Withers now with a 4-point lead, playing end number 7. Pretty much play all defense this end. Tabata, on the other hand, if nothing else, need to find draw weight as a team. They are 2-0 in this event, so it obviously hasn't been a massive struggle in the other games, but it has been a challenge in this one. They will throw up a corner guard, probably a couple corner guards yet. Yeah, that's a good guard. So a typical approach to this sort of situation for Grey Withers. Throw the first one top 4 foot or full 4 foot. When they throw the corner, throw one basically on top of it, just top 12 probably. Can't really do anything about the corners just yet. Good shot from Zoe Cinnamon. This team is very solid from top to bottom. So the two corners are up. Still can't do anything about them, so we'll see another guard go up. For Grey Withers. This is the one challenge with this sort of strategy for the Tabata team. It's, but everybody does this. I mean, I get it, but you throw up those two corners, and by the time you get around to being able to hit anything, there's so many opposition stones to hit and remove. It's just hard to find time to use the corners. you can't really go around the corner now and hope that you're going to be able to get rid of all that stuff later. However, you do need at least 2, probably 3 here to have any hope. It's going to get just 1. Kind of needed to get 2 on that. Good peel up. Gray Withers will just replace it. Reminder as well, everyone, that we are here for 5 draws today and 5 draws tomorrow. And then the playoffs on Sunday. Still haven't found out about the playoffs. I promised you I would find out. I haven't yet. And I probably won't now before the end of this game, so you'll have to stay tuned to the next draw. And someone else maybe has a better handle on that, and I will find out before I come back on in one more draw after this, whatever time that is. So that's pretty high, so I don't blame her here for ignoring that. She doesn't have a lot more time to waste on those shots. Say Yamamoto. On the straight, this is going to be good. Actually, get over behind the guard. Very well done. Didn't get the rock out. Oh, a little spin back for there. That was unfortunate. She can now see probably half. Looking for hack weight hit. Or board weight hit, rather. Looks like bumper. This one curling a little bit all of a sudden. May not get by. It will not, but it will put another Yellowstone in the rings. Not that they wanted or needed that, but there's a triple there if you want to play it. I think you pretty much have to play the double. You hate to play hits in this situation, but I think there's getting to be just too many yellow stones. So they're playing it a little differently. I thought they would go after the double to try to move that rock off the center line. But instead they're going to play a nose or inside a nose on the high one. Need to stay though. Absolutely need to stay. This is all over the guard. Just not a good throw. No other way to put it. It was kind of hard to miss those, to be honest. I don't like to sound mean or anything, but you're not expecting somebody to miss that kind of a shot. You could miss that on the other side by that much and make the double. Anyway, the one stone in the rings for Tabata will be removed now by Gray Withers, with only 3 to come. It's looking a little bleak to get 3. And it's going to be tough to get 2. Big difference in this game as far as who wins and loses. Both teams will have the same record, but although I don't know the playoff format, if there is a tiebreaker scenario, involved, then Grey Withers would have the tiebreaker by virtue of the win over Tabata. Going after a little tap on the center one now. This is a very difficult shot. Much more difficult than the previous shot, because you really can't just tap and sit wide open. You kind of have to get to the nose. Or hit a little bit high side and roll in between those two yellows if that's possible. I'm not sure. Right now they got to hit it. It's going to make contact. This might work out okay, actually. Very nice. Very nice, but very removable for Grey Withers. Just hit your own little tiny bit high side, or not even high side. Nose is good. And it'll be gone. Big question here is just exactly where you want to hit it from the point of view of where it's going to leave everything. So we send him and having a look. Grey Withers will look to play the little raise takeout on her own to remove the red one. There it was thrown even with the big coat on. This rock definitely drifts back a little bit. Well done. Pretty much have to come around, I think, on this shot. We'll play the hit and roll all the way across, but I don't know if I see the point in that. Come around this way, but I think you got to be shot rock. I don't know if I completely understand why they would think otherwise. At the very least, you have to be number 2, but then you got to figure out how you're going to get the shot rock out. Tells me a little bit that she doesn't have a ton. I know ice doesn't curl a whole lot. Okay, so they're going to play that shot, and then I think that's really, personally, I think that's an indication of how tough draw weight's been for Nahira today. Because it's got to be easier to draw the 4-foot than it is to make this shot. Well, we shall see. She makes it. She's in a pretty good position to possibly get her 2. Be close, I think. I don't know if it's going to get enough roll. No, just had to hit a little thinner. Pretty good effort. But unfortunately, it's wide open for Grey Withers. This may well be the last one that Grey Withers has to throw in this game. Not sure. Well, they may play if they get one. Down 3 without. It's certainly not a high percentage opportunity, but I'm sure it has happened that people have stolen 3. In the final end. It's Gray Withers with the out-turn hit, indicating it's down a little bit. Good throw for Serena. She's actually had a pretty good game herself. Team's had a good game, but she has certainly had a good game. I can't recall very many misses. Tell you what, there's a hard shot. Trying to draw the 4-foot around the one at the top of the 4-foot. I don't see anything easier. Miku Nihira now with their final rock in 7th, facing about bucket load out there. But any is too many, so. So the line is pretty good, I think. No, it's going to cut the top one, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the final throw of the day, as they pick up 2 more. And this one's over. Gray Withers with a 9-3 victory over Team Tabata. Both teams now 2-1, and in the neighborhood of the playoffs. Just not quite sure how that's going to work yet, but big game for Gray Withers, must win for Gray Withers, and well played by them. Team Tabata would like to regroup. If they make the playoffs, they're going to have to figure out how to be a little better. That was just not their best effort for a team that's ranked as high as they are. They can't be real happy with it, although I will say, too, with all the Asian teams, nobody ever looks terribly upset. So I think that's it for us from this draw. My name's Jim Nix again. Thank you much for joining us on Curling Stadium. Thanks as well for Matthew doing our production for us today. And reminder that we've got curling all day long, so all kinds of great action to watch. And we got commentary on at least 2 sheets every draw. And hope you'll join us again when we're back in probably an hour or so, or a little more than an hour maybe. That's it for me. Thanks very much. See you again.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.